Always waiting, always hungry. Come on, Frick. And it's the golden hour. It's about the last hour of the day, and when the sun goes down, it's just great to sit here with your duck and your fish. Haha, fooled ya. Nothing. Haha. I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy, and this is an exciting vlog because for the first time on this channel, I'm going to be showcasing how I live the aquascape lifestyle. Welcome to Aqua Terra. So this is the entrance. This is what invites every single visitor coming to the house. There's nothing that you could put in the front of a house that would have more of an impact than a water feature. So the first waterfalls is right along the walkway. You have this unique bridge, which everybody comments on, and then of course the waterfalls. That sound greets every visitor. I designed this house, I designed this walkway, I designed this waterfalls, all to flow together so that everybody coming up that driveway would feel welcome. So the whole goal when I designed this house was to literally be able to open up the back door and feel like you're living on a lake. What's so important about that is it's not just opening up the back door and walking out, it's the views from inside the house. So it just draws you outside. When you have something to go outside for, you will spend way more time outside than you would if there was anything else out there. A water feature really draws people out. I say it like sucks you outside like a vacuum cleaner and deposits you in the backyard. Every day that I come home from work, I want to check and see what's going on with the pond. I want to see what birds are there, of course what the fish are doing when I wake up in the morning. It's just always changing, it's always evolving. And for me, when I showcase on Greg Wittstock the Pond Guy how other people live the aquascape lifestyle, I can relate because pretty much every way that people enjoy their water feature, I enjoy it too. It's always changing, there's always new flowers blooming. I mean, this pond, when you look at it in the summertime versus the fall versus the winter versus the spring, it's always evolving, it's always changing. A water feature is never done either. There's always little things to work on, there's always little things to add, whether it's you adding a plant or adding a new fish. It's a great hobby. You can put in as much time as you want to, just like with anything. People always ask about the maintenance of these ponds, and I say it's about the same as the lawn in relationship to a once-a-week visit, but it takes a lot less time to maintain the pond than it does the lawn. And I can tell you that because I see one guy come out here for 15 minutes once a week, and I see an army of guys come out here for 2 hours once a week to take care of the landscape. So this is my walking trail. When I had my puppy, we would always walk this at the end of the day or the beginning of a day. It's just relaxing. It relaxes me when I come walk in my own backyard. It's like going to a park. Time stops when you're by a water feature because you literally will spend hours just mesmerized by the fish and the plants and being outside in nature. This home is exactly what I wanted to create. I wanted to create an environment that drew you outside, that actually you wanted to be in the yard. And the thing is too, is the view from inside the house is so important because even outdoor loving people spend most of the time inside. But whenever I'm outside, it's so relaxing, it's so enjoyable. The seasons are fantastic. In the fall, the colors in this yard are unbelievable. I've got autumn blaze maples in here that are red. Water features literally reflect that water, and so the beauty is that you actually see all of the colors magnified around the water. And then the flowers flowers in the summertime. There's so many blooms in here that they're always changing. And of course, the lilies. Lilies galore in this pond. This pond is a lily heaven. And the coolest thing about lilies, you don't have to water them. They just come back as a perennial, and then I usually get a few tropicals that are just annuals back here. If you love to entertain, this is the perfect place to do it. Whether you want just some privacy or whether you want to have a big party, there's so many opportunities here to live the aquascape lifestyle. So for me, this is how I live the aquascape lifestyle. Every single day that I'm home, the most enjoyable thing about my house is the outside. I bought this lot in 1999. It was just grass. There was nothing here in 1999 when I bought this lot, and I envisioned this water feature and I built the house around it. Got bass, bluegill, walleye, perch, and catfish in here. You can see the big channel catfish that are in here, the bass, and then there's even some turtles swimming around. So right there you can see him. He wants to come over and get some food. It's a Midland painted turtle, and they are born in here, and that is in a full-grown adult right there. Lays eggs every year, and I get lots of babies, but the turtles tend to migrate around. But very fun to come out here with the ducks and the fish and the turtles and everybody just enjoying the evening. So this is the second biggest koi in the pond. He's about 28 to 30 inches, probably a sanki, but just a beautiful fish. It's one of 5 koi that lives in this pond, and it's a game fish pond, but I stocked it with a few koi just that were big, and they have gotten a lot bigger over the years. Look at the size of that koi. That is a 3-foot koi right there. In the summer, it looks like this, but in the fall, it looks like this. I've got my lotus planted right in a lotus pocket right here, and it does great. And the cool thing about the lotus, comes back every year, and just look at that. Look at how cool. Total water repellent. So this is a perennial. All of the plants in here are perennials, except I always go with 5 or 6 tropical water lilies, and I put them where I could see them. This is a tropical water lily, the variegated leaves. I could tell you that we have spent, in 20 years, probably 1 year of our lives in these 2 chairs looking at that view. Do you blame me? These 2 ponds are actually connected. I just have a little stream that connects the 2 of them. Once again, love the reflections. So this is a really cool plant. I don't always get them every year. One more day that will be blooming, and this would be a Victoria water lily from the Amazon, so one of the few annuals that I have in this pond. And by the end of this summer, those leaves will be twice as big. There's my home office up there, and it looks down on top of this. It's the only aerial view that I have of this backyard. and I'm crossing right now the very first wetland Aquascape ever built. So this is how this water feature gets filtered. So in 1999, Ed Ballou and I experimented with a brand new process to filter ponds, and this is the very first wetland that was ever built. Now we've since modified it. In 2005, we ripped it out and put the current system that we have right now. But this was the very first wetland filter, and what's cool about this is actually a nursery. Every year the baby fish, the bass and the bluegill primarily, come up in here. The babies will grow up here, and when they get bigger, they'll swim downstream and they'll go out into the big pond to hopefully survive. You can see the pickerels are in here, the cannas in here. I even got a little dragon in here. So this is just a nursery. It's just natural. Water flows up through the biological wetland. When I first built this, it was just boulders. I didn't have the aqua blocks yet. This pond has a lot of things that we experimented with over the years and developed over the years. And for me, that's fun, to be able to come back here and actually see a pond that has so much history to it, not just for how I live the aquascape lifestyle, but how I developed products and developed things that are now part of the industry that all started in this backyard and the other house that I lived in, which of course started everything for me. For me to be able to come home every single day and just sit here and enjoy living the aquascape lifestyle. I want other people to do this. I want to see more people interested in finding ways to connect with nature. What kid would rather be playing video games when they have this as a classroom in their backyard? And the reason I say classroom is because it's nature. There's frogs and there's birds and there's fish. I bet you over 50 kids have caught their first fish in our backyard. To me, that's fun. We even have painted turtles laying eggs that we then raise, and the kids have watched the eggs hatch. But this is a beautiful oasis. It's been my oasis for 20 years. Hey, if you're inspired by this stuff, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because you're going to see how more people, not just me, live the aquascape lifestyle. I love my job.